design of a house could give a couple more time together. Not just by adding hours to the day, because we can't do that, but by reshaping the atmosphere they live in every day. Hi there, I'm Sarissa the Dreamcaster, an author, seasoned interior designer, and mentor to Christian interior designers like yourself. This is the Weekday Refill, which is a moment for us to pause, center on God, and refill so that we can pour and serve from overflow. This week, we have been reflecting on atmosphere, becoming aware of it, recalibrating it, and noticing how it shapes life. And today, I want to take us deeper by talking about how atmosphere can really serve to help cultivate intimacy. I worked with this really amazing couple who lived in a house where their kitchen was way too compartmentalized, and it did not make sense. The husband, who really enjoyed cooking, was really the only one that was able to cook in the kitchen himself. The wife, who enjoyed spending time with her husband but really didn't enjoy being involved in the cooking process, so to speak, had no place to sit and no place to be inside of the kitchen. And so while they wanted to be together, most nights she found herself staying outside of the kitchen in a whole nother room when they came home from work while he cooked. And then by the time it was time for them to come together for dinner, their wind down time together was robbed because they didn't have space to do that. And so to really wind down together, that's what that is, right? And so when they brought me into the project, they were like, Sarissa, listen, this kitchen needs to be rethought. And I was like, you're right, it does, because this does not have any connectivity to the house, nor does it really have connectivity for yourselves. And they were like, absolutely. And so I worked through a plan to help build in connectivity to this space. Now, one of the things that my clients really didn't realize was that after the remodel, everything was going to be changed and different, right? And what's really cool is that after the remodel, the flow worked. They were able to create some really great rhythms within their household and how they were working together, and their intimacy as a couple really deepened, right? Because they were able to spend more time together. He cooked, she sat at the bar and talked to him and everything, and I created for them more of an eat-in or a sit-in kitchen where she can sit and talk with him while he is cooking in his chefy kitchen. This new atmosphere in their home had encouraged what they'd always desired, was a more intimate space for them to be able to unwind with together after work and spend time with each other and on the weekend. That project, along with many others, taught me something I didn't fully realize in my early years. I wasn't just adding beauty or even function to homes. I was affecting their rhythms. I was shaping the way people come together and the way they lived, and the way that they connected and communicated. An atmosphere either shortens those moments of intimacy and communication, or it lengthens them. It either adds to the stress or it creates ease. And when we get it right, the atmosphere of a home becomes a catalyst for intimacy, for joy, and ultimately for thriving. Here's what I want you to do today. It's Saturday, so you have time to do it. Go back through your reviews, right? Your client emails, your client text messages, and anywhere really where your client has given you some feedback on what your transformation has done for them and meant for them. And then I want for you to write it all down, right? Write down what they said, and notice where you see patterns, right? Because what you're gonna find out is that they're not just telling you about their prettier kitchen or their stylish bathroom or their spa retreat bathroom. They're not telling you that, right? They're telling you about the atmospheric shifts that you have created in their home. They are talking about peace, ease, joy, togetherness, and a gamut of other emotions. And as you reflect on that, I want you to be affirmed. You are already doing the work of the Lord. You are already shaping atmosphere, and you are already walking in your calling. Sometimes we can't recognize our impact until we pause, be still, and look back in reflection. But when we do, we actually begin to realize that design is much more than making things beautiful, right? Design is ministry. Atmosphere is the unseen thread we carry into every project. And knowing that gives us clarity, confidence, and courage to move forward, not just as interior designers, but as those called to set atmospheres in the homes we touch. Thank you so much for joining me for this week's Refills. I hope you've enjoyed this conversation on atmosphere and how design is really more than what is seen. It is also more about what is unseen. And I thank God for prayer and the Holy Ghost to be able to guide us through the unseen so that we can serve our clients to the best of our abilities. Remember, interior design is ministry, and you are called to serve. So design, serve, and thrive.